I don't know.
This speech is to persuade the audience that identity theft is something that can be easily avoided. It just requires frequent monitoring of personal involvement and personal records. As quoted by www.lexingtonlaw.com, explains that according to the U.S. Department of Justice, identity theft is surpassing drug trafficking as the #1 crime in the nation. Identity theft can happen just about anywhere, also in places you least expect, such as grocery stores, doctor's offices, restaurants, gas stations, and even online shopping. How many of you can say that you've never been to one of these places? Not anyone? So this means that you are at risk for identity theft. According to www.wikipedia.org, in 2012 alone, 15 million Americans had their identity stolen. Identity theft is on the rise and affecting millions. Let's look into what different kinds of identity theft there are, different ways to get protected from identity theft, and how protection will beneficially help many people from becoming a victim. Identity theft can be done and used in several different ways. The most common types of identity theft are identity cloning, financial identity, and medical identity theft. Wikipedia.org defines identity cloning as an identity thief that impersonates someone else in order to conceal their own identity. For example, a stranger making a Facebook page with someone else's picture and name other than their own, as well as someone identifying themselves as someone other than who they really are. Wikipedia.org also defines financial identity theft as someone that wants to gain economical benefits in someone else's name. This includes getting credit cards and bank loans claiming to be someone else. Medical identity theft is considered the most common type of identity theft. As stated by Wikipedia.org, this theft occurs when someone else seeks medical care under the identity of another person. If a thief has your insurance card information and/or your insurance card, they can seek medical attention posing as yourself. We have just reviewed a few of the most common types of identity theft. Now let's look at ways we can prevent this from happening. Identity theft can be easily prevented if attempted to do so. The major mistake by Americans is not taking the time to look closely at personal documents or buying appropriate identity theft software. www.usa.gov gives a few simple ways to prevent identity theft that we should include in our everyday lives, such as secure your Social Security number and only give out when absolutely necessary. Don't respond to any unsolicited requests for personal information by phone, mail, or email. Collect mail promptly, and also when going out of town, ask the post office to hold your mail until returning. Pay attention and make sure you are receiving all your billing statements. Lastly, always review your receipts and compare it to bank statements so you can catch unauthorized transactions. Apart from monitoring methods you can do on your own at home, there are several security systems that you can purchase for prevention. A popular alert system that a lot of people use for a small rate of $20 to $30 a month is called LifeLock. LifeLock.com states that they will monitor for you and alert the customer by phone, text, or even email with any suspicious activity. Additionally, if you have money stolen, LifeLock states they will reimburse it back to you. Now that we have reviewed some ways to prevent, let's see how this will be beneficial. When these solutions have been implemented, we will hopefully see a large decrease in identity theft victims. Furthermore, if paying a monthly fee for a security system is not in your budget, that's okay. Hopefully, educating people with these easy steps of self-monitoring positively, many people will stop themselves from becoming a victim of identity theft. People that are protected from identity theft are able to live their lives not having to worry about some hacker trying to steal their identity or taking all the money they've worked hard for. Let's live a worry-free life and get protected. Identity theft has affected millions in many different ways, not just the few that we talked about today. Preventing and protecting yourself from identity theft and hopefully helping the number of affected individuals decrease in the years to come. As I quoted earlier, identity theft is the #1 crime in the nation, as technology is a huge part of today's society, and hackers are becoming more and more creative with how they are stealing identities. Let's put a stop to this and always be cautious with suspicious activity. Identity theft can ruin and even damage lives. In any moment, you can have tens or even hundreds of dollars taken from you without even knowing, or someone posing as yourself somewhere else in the world. Don't be a victim, so I encourage you today to get protected with the security system or just using the tips that we talked about and reviewed today in your everyday lives. As I conclude the speech, I hope that I have encouraged you to become protected and to pay more attention to your personal information. Life without a risk of identity theft is a much happier life.